What's the best pickup line you're ever heard? Guy walks up to me at a party and takes my hand in his. He gives me this big fawning grin and says, "Please let me kiss the most beautiful hand I've ever seen," while he brings our hands up toward his face. Then he kissed his own hand. A nice gal once asked me, point blank, "Would you like to have sex with me tonight?" Yes. Thanks for asking. Hey baby, are you my laptop because you are really hot and it's making me nervous? If you were a pirate, would you put your parrot on this shoulder, touch the shoulder next to you, or this one, put your arm around them and touch the far shoulder? This being said, in today's day and age, this probably isn't a good line on a complete stranger, but a casual acquaintance would probably enjoy it. It's either the best or the worst, but Song of Solomon 6:6 reads, "Your teeth are like a flock of sheep coming up from the washing. Each has its twin, not one of them is missing." Translation, damn girl, you got all your teeth. No BS, the day I graduated HS this girl came up to me to give me the congratulatory hug and then said in my ear, "So when are you gonna F me?" Nothing will ever top that. Girl said she was nothing but trash. Guy said that he's required by law to pick up trash. How does 8 p.m. sound? I'd flirt with you but LD rather seduce you with my awkwardness. I have 21 Space Jam DVDs. I ran into my buddy I hadn't seen since high school and said, "Hey, how are you doing?" And he responded with, "Not as good as you look." So, damn, smooth. Hey, are you a Minecraft fence? 'Cause I can't get over you. I get trapped by those stupid things all the time. A girl walked up to me once and said, "Do you know the definition of indefinitely?" Not knowing what she was up to, I said, "I think, but why don't you tell me?" She said, "When your balls are slamming up against my ass, you are indefinitely." Hey sweet thing. I'm gonna do you like I do my taxes late and incorrectly. Hey sweet thing. I'm gonna do you like I do my taxes late and incorrectly. I'm gonna pay someone else to do it. Dumbfounded by a girl's beauty at a bar, and a little bit tipsy, said, "F girl, I want you to meet my parents." It worked. A guy sent me a photo of him with a keyboard and it had a meme-fied text saying, "All these keys and you're still my type." That was 6 years ago. Still melts me. A f-ing girl in my class said, "How about I sit on your lap and we talk about the first thing that pops up?" I was stunned. Hey girl, are you a toaster? Causal would love to get in the bathtub with you. Nice and toasty, crispy, and a little bit burnt. You like Lord of the Rings, I heard this one from my friend on deployment joking with the medic that was a girl. "Babe, are you an officer? 'Cause you just made my privates stand at attention. Back in the 90s, I'd stand next to a bar payphone and when an attractive woman went to use it I'd say, "I'm not home." Hey, I like your shirt. Would look better on the floor though. It almost worked because I was wearing a really nice, brand new top that was excited about. I thought it was cool that he also seemed to be into my new shirt as much as was until I realized his game. LOL. Still funny though. Well, a girl left for me an origami vagina in my desk. She then messaged me, "If you ruin it, you can continue on me," and that was pretty hot. Boy, hey, can you hold something? Girl, yeah, what boy, my hand. Hey, do you like ugly guys with small ds and intimacy issues? I like everything all laid out. It's like selecting from a buffet. My name is George, I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. Are you sure you're not a bellhop? Because you look like you can handle all this baggage. Currently single and 26 weeks pregnant and my bar guests like this one I use. She touches my face and says, "Is this seat taken?" Her, I can't tell if you're being sincere or if you just wanna get in my pants. Him, I can sincerely say I wanna get in your pants. Nice shoes. Wanna F. All the stars in the universe can't compare to you, baby. They're big, hot, and full of gas. And you're only 2 out of the 3 of those things. Built tough. Is your last name Google? Because you got everything I'm searching for. Is your last name Google? Because I want you to invade my privacy. Get a prepaid phone and hand it to them and just say I'll call you. I'll give you a reason to talk to me, followed by handing out a reason candy. I know absolutely nothing about women, so I'll just be direct. Can I suck your D? You must work at Subway 'cause you're giving me a foot long. My old boss told my co-workers and I about some bloke he knew back in his young man days. Apparently the fella got the phrase your name tattooed on his DK and thus used it as the ultimate pickup line. This guy would go around different pubs, hitting up chicks with the line, my DK has your name on it of course. They all thought it was a bad joke and the fella was just messing around until the guy would convince them otherwise. Of course once they saw the tattoo, the pickup line became doubly effective. No idea if the story is legit, but my boss was in his mid-50s. My stepdad, who was around the same age, told similar wild stories from back in the 80s. I'd take you to the movies, but they don't let you bring your own snacks. I like Steven Universe and Soul Eater too is the first thing my wife said to me on eHarmony. It was so authentic and adorable. You heard about Pluto? That's messed up, right? For context, I lived in an apartment building with a bar on the bottom floor. I was a regular, as was she. Santakan was kicking off where I live. One of the stops was the bar in my building. Before we go to hit the first bar, she asked me if it would be cool to F before we all went out. Best pickup line ever. I'm like a jalapeno. I may be small but I'll make you sweat. If I were to ask you to have sex with me, would your answer be the same as the answer to this question? Helps filter out the dimwits and those just not interested in a bit of crack that makes you think. What's your name? Phoebe. That's a beautiful name. Oh, you like that? You should hear my phone number. Golden pickup line by Queen Phoebe from Friends. I, male 27, was at a club and saw this fine ass man and noticed he kept peeking over at me 99, so I went up to him and asked him if he could help me with something and he said yeah sure. And I handed him my phone and it was pulled up on a new contact screen. He was laughing for like 2 minutes and tells me I'm straight, but that's actually really good. Then he put his number in and ended up coming over to my place after the club. If you were a booger, LD pick you. We've been married almost 19 years. Hey, feel my shirt. Feels pretty nice, huh? Know what it's made of? Boyfriend material. You know how much a polar bear weighs? No, how much? Enough to break the ice? Hi, I'm you/kumquats and kumfarts. It's painfully cheesy and I never would use it. But I've always thought it was funny. I played in a band when I was 16 and the guitar player was in his 70s. We went to LHOP one night after a gig and he was flirting with 2 women in their 30s and one of them blurted out, "I'm not sleeping with you." The 70-year-old replied, "How about you let me run my tongue through it once and we'll go from there." He wound up taking both of them home that night. Best I've ever done, at a bar, Huachimama sittin' next to me. She says to pass her a Keno game slip. I do, and she asks me if I have any lucky numbers. So I wrote down my phone number. She winked at me. Talked to her a little at the bar. She asked if I wanted to have my friends join her friends at a bar down the road. We made out at the next bar, and she messaged me the next day. Dated about a year, fun times. So background story, my great-grandmother, still alive at 94, worked as a waitress at her older brother's restaurant in the 1940s. One afternoon she was waiting tables and had a group of businessmen come in. When she went to take their order, she noticed a particularly handsome, slightly older man. Think their age gap was 15 years. Anyways, she asked what they'd like to order and he replied, "You." On toast. They got married just about a year later and were married until he died just before I was born in the early 90s. They had a great love. But I've always applauded him for the brazen charm of that pick-up line.